In our last example for this lesson, we're going to discuss how we can find areas in the coordinate plane by subtracting. Okay, so it's a little bit different method than we used before, but it really kind of makes sense if you think about it. Okay, so this one says find the area of the polygon with these particular vertices. Right, so let's start by graphing these vertices. Okay, so A is -4, +1. So again, -4, +1. That will be A. B is 2 and 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. C is 4 and 1. So 4 to the right, 1 up. Okay, and then D is -2, -2. Okay, and so I'll start by connecting those. Okay, it looks like we may have a rectangle, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'll go ahead and just connect these. Okay, so again, looks like a rectangle. I'm not entirely sure if it's a rectangle, but what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to make a rectangle around this thing that I actually know is a rectangle. So I'm going to take pretty much like the highest y value that we have here and the x value that's furthest to the left here. I'm just going to go ahead and make a dot right here. Okay, and then I'm going to take that dot straight down all the way to our lowest y value, which is right here. And I'll go all the way across to my largest x value right here, and then back up to my largest y value, which is right here. And now I'm just going to basically just connect this with a another rectangle. So I'm gonna let's go back here. Okay, so I'm gonna connect this just right here. Okay, and so this is kind of what we get. Okay, so we have this big blue box, right? We don't necessarily want to know the area of the big blue box. We want to know the area of the black box. Okay, but what we can do is this. Okay, I'm going to sort of just make some different colored triangles here. I'm going to make a green triangle. Maybe I'll make a yellow triangle. Okay, I know these aren't perfect, but that's okay. Maybe next I'll make a red triangle. And then maybe I'll leave this one as a blue triangle. Okay, so basically I can figure out, the area of this inside part. Okay, if I find out the area of the entire blue box that we did to start, okay, and I subtract the green triangle, the red triangle, the blue triangle, and the yellow triangle. All right, so this is basically what we're trying to figure out here. Okay, and here's let's try this. Okay, so I'm basically going to say area of rectangle, what I think is a rectangle. Remember, I don't know this is a rectangle, but it's basically going to be the area of this big blue rectangle minus these different triangles, minus this green triangle, minus this yellow triangle, minus this red triangle, minus this blue triangle. Okay, and that's going to give me the area of this rectangle. I don't like this colon here. I'm going to make this an equal sign. Okay, so that big blue rectangle that we made around this thing right away, this basically has a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's label that 6, and we have a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'll say the area of this big blue rectangle is going to be equal to 48 square units. Okay, now the area of this green triangle is going to be equal to 1/2 times base times height. or 1/2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1/2 times 6 times our base here, 1, 2, 3. 1/2 times 6 times 3. Okay, well I know that half of 6 is 3 and 3 times 3 is 9. So this is 9 square units. Okay, let's go to the yellow triangle. Okay, and I'm going to write this in black because I know the yellow doesn't show up super well. So I'm going to call this the area of yellow triangle. Okay, and that's going to be 1/2 times base times height. So I'm going to say my base here, we'll call it 1, 2. So my base is 2 and my height is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know that half of 2 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So that's 3 units, or 3 square units. Okay, now let's go to my red triangle. My red triangle has, maybe I'll write this out first. Area of red triangle is going to be equal to 1/2 times base times height. Okay, and so 1/2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1/2 times 6 times our height of 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I know that half of 6 is 3, and that 3 times 3 is 9, right? So that's 9 units squared, okay, or 9 square units. Okay, and then finally we just have this area of this blue triangle, right? So again, I'm sure that many of us are guessing as to what this might be right now, but the area of the blue triangle is going to be 1/2 times base times height, so 1/2 times our base of 2, again 1, 2, times our height of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so half of 2 times 3 is just going to give us 3 square units. Okay, so basically what we can do now to figure out the area of that black box that's left over, we're just going to say that the area of this black box that's left over is going to be equal to that total area that we started with, which is 48, and we're going to subtract 9 minus 3 minus 9 minus 3, and this should give us our final answer. Okay, so I'm just going to plug this into a calculator just so I know that I get the correct answer. 48 minus 9 minus 3 minus 9 minus 3 gives us 24. So our area is 24 square units. Okay, again, I hope this example makes sense. Okay, I'm not going to do another one until we actually get in class. Okay, but remember, all we did was we made a box around our entire figure, and we subtracted those triangles that were created to figure out the area of what was left over.